Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I wait for some more people to join and then I begin talking about my August guest that's going to be joining me, who is going to be joining me this evening on Coffee Time with Griha. Hi Anubha, can you guys hear me, see me all clearly? And I was sitting with your cup of coffee. So Divya Dutta joins me today on Coffee Time with Griha. I am just going to be adding her as soon as she is online. Let me quickly send her a request also so that she knows I've started the live. Yeah, okay. So how many of you have seen Ram Singh Charlie and Hostages 2? If you have, then I'm sure you're already mesmerized by her performance. Thank you all of you who are joining. I'm sorry I'm not taking your names because I've just about started this live a few seconds before 5. So Divya is going to be joining me any minute. So I just want to not miss her and start the conversation ASAP. Let's also check if she's there. Okay, not yet. Okay. Let me see what are you guys saying before Divya ji joins me. एक और request है, मैं please check कर लूँ पहले. Yes, just 1 second guys. I got a message from Divya ma'am. एक second ना. You guys are getting the notification that I have started the live, right? And let me tell her that I'm live so that I join Divya as soon as possible. Yeah, I think Divya is here. Just 1 second. Yes, there she is. Okay. Ram Singh Charlie is on Sony Live. You have to watch the film. Hi Divya,
Hi.
how are you?
I am good, and you?
I'm very well, and you're looking as lovely as always.
I was
I
about to say
believe
that.
the So the lockdown's treating you really well, and the fact that you're taking to some poetry and all of that is happening, Divya. I happened to see that poetry and hear it very, very late, but I was spellbound. जब मैंने आज उसको देखा, how did that thought actually come to you? You thought of writing something. How did all that happen?
Actually, what happened, Griha, I was wanting to write my next book. I'm on my way, but as
Acha.
the lockdown has played its own tricks on our emotions, so कभी मन करता था लिखूं, कभी मन करता था नहीं लिखूं. So in that period, I was like just down with the kids and everyone, and I just went to the watchman. And I asked him, "Aap chai lenge?" So he felt really nice. And then my neighbor asked, "Hey, all well with you?" So I was like, everyone is so nice to the other. Will we be like this after the lockdown as well? So वो thought एक कहाँ से आया कि जब सब ठीक होगा तो ये भी करते रहेंगे. So that was a promise to my own self.
That's actually very beautiful and it's from the heart. I mean, it's very honest, and that's what probably drew me to those lines when you were narrating it. Because it's not like you're trying to rhyme certain sentences. It's actually coming from the heart. And I think that's what poetry is all about.
I've never written poetry in my life. My mother used to write. So, jo man kiya, I think it instinctively came. Yes, that's that, Rhea.
Okay, so before I should first cheers you with my cup of coffee since you're on Coffee Time with Griha and enjoying your evening cup of coffee. Yeah. First of all, tell me, how do you manage to do this? मैंने Hostages 2 complete कर लिया. I literally binged watched it. I saw Ram Singh Charlie जब वो release हुई थी on Sony Live, and before that I was talking to Sharib about the film, so he had obviously a lot to say about it. So मैंने बोला कि अच्छा, this is one film that I have to watch it. So the first thing that I did was watch this. Special Ops has already happened. People have written rave reviews about your performance. But don't you think you're getting very, very used to it? I mean, every time there is a Divya Dutta performance, whether a film or a show is not at par or not at 100%, your performances will always be ranked, out there. It will be ranked at a certain sort of a, juncture where you have sort of attained that in the process of your career, so to speak.
Well, it just feels nice. As you said about the poetry, it comes from the heart and it's honest. I think that's what
Hmm.
I do with my performances as well. When I take up a project, I first of all see if I relate to it. There has to be a connect. Like you make friends with people, it just becomes like a connect, and then you give it your best. So, with my roles as well, I just can't take it as my job. I take it as passion. I take it as something I'm going to befriend for that particular time. And I really need to be in love with it. So
Hmm.
if that all happens, I think my audience connects to it with me. And then my approach towards it is also different. There is nervousness, there is excitement, there is that urge to present myself differently
Hmm.
and be different. And when I look into the mirror, I want to feel and look different and feel excited like a child. So when all that happens with a role, I think, okay, this is good. And I think that's what comes across in the movies as well. It's not like I'm doing something really different from the others. It's just that for me, that is something I totally, absolutely love doing. There's no way I wouldn't be sincere or genuine to it.
What happens when you don't relate to a character? What
I
happens
don't
then?
take it up. I mean, it's not like everyone has to be like me in a
Hmm.
role that
Hmm.
I have to relate to it. The
Hmm.
role within itself has to be something that attracts me, like
Hmm.
opposites attract. So
Hmm.
it's like that. I mean, that would be something I'm not from any angle, but I would love to play that.
Hmm.
Something has to be attractive about the role for me to want to make that journey of being that person for that time.
Hmm.
So that has to be there. If I'm bored with a role, if I've done something before, if somebody says आपने वो वाली film की थी वैसा ही role है, I will never do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, good you mentioned that because while this industry is very gracious, it's also very ruthless to a lot of people. It's quick to typecast. But you have stayed away from that typecasting, like you were mentioning. You would not really repeat yourself and you would try hard not to do it. No two roles should be as similar कि, लोग कह सकें कि अच्छा ये performance इन्होंने पहले भी किया है, something similar. That's also kind of a trick because how many things can you say no to, or is it really quite a what should I say, quite a bold decision to actually say no to a very very promising project?
I've done that many times. And trust me, it's worth it. Because you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your audience. Also, you're doing it for the makers who are offering you something because they know you will not settle for something uh, just like that. And I have worked with so many directors who came to me with something I said no to, and they came to me later with something way far more promising and interesting. Because I think also when you say no to something, they know what you're really looking for. So that's actually very important because you're right, the industry is in a crazy hurry to just give you a name, to give you a stamp, to give you an image, which I would use a very strong word, detest. Absolutely. I just feel we are actors. Give us the liberty to play what we want to. And if you just kind of, limit a person by saying, वो hero है, वो heroine है, वो villain है, मुझे तो किसी category में डाल ही नहीं सकते because I'm an actor. I'm doing all of that and more. So I like to be called just an actor, and I feel happy about that, and just that, and I want to really experiment a lot with everything that comes my way.
Everybody grows with time in the profession, in life. When you came into the industry, what was Divya Dutta's perception, and how do you see that changing completely? Because any actor, male, female, comes to the industry to become a hero or a heroine, to grab that prime part in a film.
So I came in as a heroine, and I had a choice of continuing being that. But what was happening was I was when I came in was called like some sweet little girl who looks like Manisha Koirala, and I was offered these two romantic songs and three romantic scenes, and that was it. And I could have easily continued doing that in all the multi-starrers that I was offered. But it would bore the hell out of me. I mean, that's the reason I also didn't take up too much TV. That was a time when TV was booming because you're playing the same character time and again and every day, and to each their own, of course. I mean, I respect the people who absolutely do that and make it look so fresh and nice. I tend to get very bored very soon, and yes, I mean, I just had to take on things that I thought would be different, and then carried on.
Okay. Now, before you finish your coffee and before we further go on, I have a little game for you that involves you taking sips of your cup of coffee, of your
Oh,
coffee. It's my version of Never Have I Ever. The game's called Sip and Spill. Okay. Now, you're supposed to take a sip if you've done this situation and tell me the little story behind it. Okay?
and if I haven't done it, then I
Then
spill.
you don't, yeah, you don't take a sip. As simple as that.
All right.
Okay? All right. So let's begin. Manisha Koirala wali baat to aapne bata di, so that is out of the picture that I'm not going to ask you. Second one, take a sip if you have received, I'm sure you have received a lot of compliments about your smile, how cute is your smile. But if you've had a filmmaker who's asked you to shut that smile off and not smile, and you've taken up that role.
Ram Singh Charlie. He told me, you're known for your emotional scenes, you're known for your laughter. Stop all that. I don't want it in my film. Just be. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, how does one do that? So he made me really unlearn everything, go back to the raw Divya and relearn the entire process and do it again. So it was fun and I was very nervous.
Wait, did you have to convince Nitin or he had to convince you? Was it either way around? Were you not nervous because you don't have any makeup in the film, you don't smile, you're acting most of the film, you're acting through your expressions in your eyes, you don't even cry, you don't shed tears, but yet your character is shown as, seeing that journey of Charlie and feeling that intensity inside. How did you see yourself doing something like this?
See, I'll tell you something, Rhea. Sometimes, most of the work is offered to you, but sometimes there are certain scripts you hear about and you instinctively want to be a part of them. And I don't mind approaching my directors for that. I've done that with Sri Ram Raghavan. Nitin narrated me this story. And I said, I love it so much. Can I please play the wife? He said, I would love you too. The only issue is you're a glam face. Now, everyone in that film thought I am a glamorous face. I was like, really? I have done so much realistic cinema. How am I a glamorous face? So I said, okay, if you want me to do the film, then you're the director. Change me out. Present me the film. And that's when he said, yes, okay, let's just do it. And he said, come without makeup. And I'd done so many Shyam Berengal films in which we had, that basic no makeup look where you put a little foundation and look fresh and nice. And so I did that and went on the set. He sent me to the washroom and said, go wash your face. I want to see your dark circles. I was like, oh, shucks, this is like, and I was tense as hell because you feel like naked in front of the camera because you've never done that. And but after the first shot, I think Kajri took over and I forgot if I was wearing makeup, where my hair was going, nothing. And minus my assets of my smile, of tears, everything. So it was like finding myself all over again, and I have to really thank Nitin for that because this is a journey I'll always remember.
And the audience have enjoyed the film. I mean, it's not that they are actually they're looking at the character. They're not looking at a person. They're not looking at a Divya Dutta or a Kumud Mishra for that matter. They're looking at Charlie and Kajri. So that speaks volumes about your performances, I believe.
Thank you. But that script, I think I'm a lucky actor to have done some films like these, which I think I will look back and smile about and feel very proud about.
Okay. All right. Next one. Take a sip if you have shut down a troll publicly.
Yes, I have. Now, I have not done it many times because I choose to block most of the trolls and I don't like to really waste my energy. But sometimes I think you really need to take a stand and tell them, leave a message out, not just for that person, but for everyone else. So yes, I have done that many times because I've seen lots of toxicity around. I mean, people just start off criticizing for no reason. I mean, if I'm praising something, they say, why are you praising it? Da, 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 da. Excuse me, it's my opinion. I like it. Why are you trying to hover on me with that? So yes, sometimes you need to, and I have done it publicly and I got loads of support from all the fans, I must say. So that role was like trolled by everyone else. So yes.
Also, Divya, there is since you mentioned social media and trolling, there's an unchecked practice, especially if you're talking about a female actor or an influencer. Can you see me clearly? I'm seeing you all hazy. Is my
I'm seeing you
connection
very
fine?
clearly. I'm seeing you very clearly. Oops. You're
Okay,
very clear.
your video has gone all hazy. I don't know why.
Really? I can see both of us very clearly.
Okay. Do you want to just try rejoining the chat because your video is just suddenly gone very hazy?
Okay.
Should we do that?
I mean, I can see you very clearly, but if you want me to show.
Yeah, we just please if we can rejoin the chat.
Okay.
Sorry, there was some issue. I could not see Divya properly. Just let me know if the video was clear so that we don't have any issues with the audio and the video. And then we'll go ahead. I'll rejoin Divya first of all. One second. Let me rejoin her. Yeah. Can you see me and hear me clearly? Okay, little blurry. Okay, now it's fine. See, now it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Can you hear me and see me now?
I was
Okay.
doing that earlier as well.
Yeah, okay. I think because it is my connection and my live, you'd not be able to because you are on your connection, so you will not be able to see the hazy part of it.
Okay.
But I was not getting the video clear. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was mentioning, since we're talking about social media and trolling, do you think there is an unchecked practice of shaming a female body and being unabashed about it because it's not really being called out often? And you, I have seen a person, even through your body of work, has always stood for body positivity. But do you think because of this online culture, it's become so used to, and also because this sort of a physicality, a certain kind of physicality is only being termed beautiful through our films or advertisement or whatever it is. Having said that, you have not really ever tried to fit that bill. So do you think it's very, very important to call that out?
Well, I do think it happened a few years back for sure. Now I don't think it is. It is there, but it's not as much as it used to be. I was always called very busty and everything, and still people do that. I mean, but I think with the stories changing in, with the characters coming in more so with story oriented films and projects coming by, everyone is doing a character. So that thing of a typical glamorous heroine, a song behind, going abroad to shoot a song, all that is passe now, I think. So वो कहीं ना कहीं diminish होकर actors आ रहे हैं ज़्यादा, जो लोग ज़्यादा naturally उनके साथ relate करते हैं. They feel this is one of us, and none of them is perfect. They are not looking for somebody who's, I mean, of course, they look for those outfits with Kareena Kapoor and with Katrina Kaif and all the stunning ones, of course. That will always remain that. But I'm saying now they have also started relating movies and work to more relatable characters. To saying, okay, this could be me in the movie and this could be somebody like me. So that has kind of lessened somewhere, I would say. There's not typical way of, like we were discussing earlier, stamping someone a certain way. Like heroine ऐसी ही हो या वैसी ही हो. जब मैं कर रही थी तब भी I mean I've done all those songs where I have worn these sexy outfits and everything and danced around feet and done my item numbers as well, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But now it's different. I mean, I still do it. I love to do it. But I have not been typically called out for something. I'm saying if somebody is like really hiding behind names and all that and saying they can be called out, and people do call them out. But I don't think it is as much prevalent as it was earlier. People have changed for the better, for sure, is what I feel personally as an actor.
Okay, all right. Back to my game. I was getting a call. I'm so sorry. I'll just switch it off. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to my game. Take a sip if you've been part of a film that you've not believed in.
Ah, yes. When I had just come in, I did a few commercial films where I have to say the dialogues I used to laugh about, like "बचा लो, मुझे छोड़ दो" and all that. छोड़ दो मुझे, ये नहीं हो सकता. I used to make so much fun of these lines. And in some of the films, I ended up saying those. And what I used to do is I used to go to my van and laugh about it, because I have a very huge problem of laughing, uncontrollable laughter. It can be embarrassing.
Okay.
So, so I have to control it. So I used to say, "Excuse me, sir, I'll just be back." Get into my vanity, chuck everybody out, laugh my guts out until I was fine, and then go back and say, "Nahi, ye nahi ho sakta," and then go back to the vanity. They would say, "Baar baar kyun jati hai?" But yeah, I've done that. Now with whom I can't tell you, but I've done that.
My God, and saying it with conviction, नहीं ये नहीं हो सकता, मुझे छोड़ दो, is also mark of a good actor.
मुझे छोड़ दो, and I'm gone laughing. I mean, somebody's like, I used to those typical dialogues.
Okay. All right. Take a sip. If you have, or if your first celebrity crush, very first celebrity crush was questionable.
Questionable? By who?
Yeah. Questionable as in it could be any odd. I mean, while you were a teenager, किसी ऐसे, celebrity पे crush ho who's, not at par with the.
नहीं बाबा, ऐसा तो नहीं था. मेरा first crush सलमान था. He was not questionable at all.
Okay. So I usually get very, very interesting answers with this. So I was like, okay, try karte.
No. I was very besotted by films. And so my first crushes or second crush or third were all heroes. So I don't think they were questionable. That's why I asked you what you really mean by questionable.
I asked, there was this actor and I was asking her this, and she said my first crush was Bill Clinton. I said, yeah, but he's good looking.
There's nothing questionable about it.
Okay. Yes. Okay. The next one. Take a sip. That if you would almost create a record on the number of times people have said, "Ma'am, आपकी आवाज इतनी खूबसूरत है. हम आपकी आवाज के दीवाने हैं."
मैं पूरी कॉफी पी लेती हूँ. That's it. Yes. Not many times. But I have nothing to do with it. One time they realized, when I watch my earlier films, my voice is pretty squeaky. I don't know what happened to it, and it suddenly became like this. So I mean, it's God's blessing. But yes, I've been really complimented, and I'm grateful for this. Absolutely.
And talking about good voice, I have to ask you this. Take a sip. This is the last one. Take a sip if you know rare Punjabi songs and you can sing it too.
That's a trap.
You can't lie in this game. That's the only catch.
The trap hai. Yeah.
And which is yeah, of course. And that was the catch. Okay, Sajjad is here and he wants to know, and he's adding to that list, what is the secret behind the amazing voice?
It's Sajjad. Which Sajjad is here?
Okay, you worked with him in special ops?
Oh, him. Hi. Okay, great. I wasn't expecting him to be here right now. Super. Hey, good to know you're here. I'm not singing for sure. He's going to pull my leg big time later.
Come on, Sajjad, why don't you hide yourself? And I was on to this. You have to tell me rare Punjabi.
He is going to rip me apart for my singing talent. Because I have sung once in his presence and he said, do anything but don't sing.
Really? मैंने क्यों बोल दिया कि सजाद है यहाँ पे?
Yeah, well.
But tell me the rare Punjabi Gana that you know. Just tell me that, na? And you can't talk about a Punjabi song without singing it.
लट्ठे दी चादर उत्ते सलेटी रंग माहिया आवो सामने कोलों दी रुस की ना लंग माहिया. Okay, that's it.
Wow!
A huge panga taken with a friend. I know what's going to happen after this.
You were brilliant, and you sound as good I mean, people will still keep talking about your beautiful voice.
Guys, please, I'm sorry, but I did my best. I mean, whatever. Yes.
Okay. When I started the interview, I was talking about hostages. And one thing that really, really stands out with your character, you know, Divya Dutta playing the negotiator and everything is fine. But what I see is how feisty you are at approaching your profession and your personal life. You're equally good at letting your hair down, playing that character. You would make sure that you'd wear your earrings, be all girly, and be out there when you're out there to party. And yet, you want to be not, segregated gender-wise. There should not be any sort of a demarcation when you are there on that front where you are at a level playing field as the negotiator, talking to the terrorists within courts. I mean, sort of. So that is something that really stood out for me as far as your role in Hostages 2 is concerned.
Well, thank you. I think I'm also somewhere like that. I would like to do what I'm doing in my personal life, be the girly stuff and do everything funny, crazy, mad. But when it comes to work, you have to be feisty. You want to get what you want to get. In especially in Aisha Khan's world, I think it was all about, so many men around who want to do what they want to do. And she has her way with her own sensitive approach, with a more reasonable approach to what she wants, how she perceives. And the good thing is she takes everyone's point of view in perspective. She would ask even the other colleagues who don't believe in her what they think about the situation. She would gauge every silence, every tonality, and then she would think what is the best way to get in there. And either with her charm or with very stern about it, she would definitely have her word and get it done the way she wanted it, which I found very attractive to play Aisha Khan. So, yeah.
Divya, in your career, you are one to say that you do not come from a method acting space, and yet you dive deep into those characters, make them your own. How do the two things happen? I mean, people really are proud to say that make method actor. You'd proudly say that you're not a method actor.
See, every actor has a process. So there's nothing I wouldn't feel supremely proud about saying that. I am that way and I can't change it. And people who do method acting are that way, which is totally fine. And so I think the approach changes. It's not like I don't work on my roles. I work on my script, on my roles. When I'm sitting on the script, I see the journey of the role, how she's beginning, where she's going, where she's ending. I kind of put myself in her shoes and say, okay, do I relate to her? Would I have done that if I was her? And if there are questions, I need them answered by my director. If there are things, and if like in Hostages, I thought Aisha Khan in the original was very straight. There weren't many layers in her. She was straight. So I did ask for some kind of vulnerability, some kind of a peek into her own personal self, even at work, which my directors obliged me with. They thought it was a good point. And we added those little touches with the senior person and where we're crossing fingers. And that was a lovely touch, I thought, was there, which kind of where he says, are you married? She says, no. And he says, God bless the person you marry because you're going to rip him apart. So those little touches got you a smile. So I work on those little things. On the set, I just become that role and let myself flow. There's a certain magic on the set, which I can't. I can't really define what it is for me. But wearing the costume, being on the set, being with that entire set of people all ready to see you perform, your director there looking at you to perform. All that works wonders for me, and then I let myself be, and I become an Aisha Khan or any Sri Kaur or whoever I'm playing. I would like to just be that. I think we're lucky as actors that for that particular time that we are given to play that role, we are living those lives. So in a way, we are living loads of lives, and why not live them with all sincerity and genuineness and just flow with them? So I just let myself flow and just react to the situations given.
Okay. Now, Divya, before I let you go, I'll just take a couple of audience questions because I'm getting a lot of them here. Okay, this is, let me take this. since we are talking about how you approach various characters. This is Karma. Wants to know about your working with Shyam Benegal and about the stories that he's been associated with, and of course, well done, Abba.
I did Welcome to Sajjanpur with him. Well done, Abba. I couldn't do because of dates, I think, whatever. But Shyam Babu has a very interesting way of teaching you things. I remember the first time I had gone on his set. He had sent me to the hotel kitchen to cook for everyone. I was like wondering, why am I doing that? Why am I cooking for everybody? But then the other actresses joined me in and they were cooking with me. And there was a camaraderie that was amazing. And in no time, I was laughing, joking with them. And that chemistry kind of translated on the set because we were so comfortable suddenly. And I was happy, and I didn't realize how subtly he had put me into the comfort zone of the set. And I belonged there. And it's very important for an actor to belong where you are. And he has these subtle ways of doing it. And he lets you just have that little nervous energy and not over prepare ever. So I can't come like totally mugged up with my lines and say, hey, I'm ready. He will always give you that little thing that you're not so sure about, because that adds that little nervousness in you where you perform better. And I just adore working with him.
Okay, this one is an interesting question by Vipul. He wants to know, does it take time to come out of a character? Has it ever happened to you that is a very, like one character that was difficult to shirk off after you were done playing it?
When I was new, I didn't know how to disconnect. As I confessed earlier, I've been an ardent Bachchan fan. And I was doing my first film with him, which was Bagban. And I was playing a nasty bahu. And I was ecstatic about playing that and being in the same frame as him. But when I came back home, I was very depressed. And my mother said, short, acha nahi hua. I said, nahi, bada acha hua. She's saying, why are you upset? So I said, because I think I was not nice to him and I was mean. I was saying these mean lines to him. And it kind of affected me. But it was his graciousness that he realized it. And the next day I went, he called me and he made me comfortable. He joked with me. He got me sweets, treating like a little child. And then he was like, yeah, you're being nasty to me and all that, but I'll get back. And I started laughing and all that stuff. And he broke the ice for me. And I realized that some roles you need to just leave on the set and go without them home so that they don't affect you. But the kind of roles I do sometimes are very, very high on emotions. And you can't just help, but sometimes it comes back with you, which shouldn't happen, but sometimes does happen.
Okay, talking about, being high on emotions, I started the interview talking about your poetry and how you had put the thoughts in your head to paper and you decided to write that down. Whatever is happening in the industry currently, you are a thoughtful actor. Something very, very drastic has happened because of a person passing away and the entire narrative has changed and become something else. There has been name calling. Since you're talking about Mr. Bachchan, there's been name calling with Jayaji and things like, we were talking about trolling. There were trolls talking about taming your wife and, things like that have been said. Where do you see this going?
See, again, if I start talking, it will be taking names and all that, and I will just add to the entire thing of it, which will not... all I'd say is this is like really unfortunate. This industry has given us a lot. I mean, I'm extremely grateful to this industry for making me who I am. I have met some amazing people here. I've made some amazing friends. I have done some brilliant films, and I have an identity thanks to the movies. And saying that, there are every kind of people everywhere. So yes, you should clean.
Okay, sorry, I think we've lost that connection with Divya. Okay, what happened? Can you see us? Is the live? Okay, I don't know what has happened. Okay, there was some problem. It's stuck. Somebody's color box is saying it was stuck. Okay, she was in the middle of saying something. Let me try and re-add her. There was some issue with the network. Okay, can't see her. Sorry, guys. We were talking about stuff while she got cut in the middle. Some network issue, yeah, Jaideep. I think so. There was some network issue. So I guys just trying to get Divya for these last bits. Can anybody tell me the time so that I'm not overshooting? 1 second. Let me see if Divya is there. Sorry about the issue. Sorry about the network, guys. Can't help it. If not, we'd have to end it here. Well, that would be a pity. Why am I not able to go to the... Yes, there are current. It was stuck, right? Okay, I'm not able to. Let me quickly send a request to Divya again. Yeah, okay. Try adding her. I'm not able to add her for some reason. Sorry, we were just taking the passing comments and this network played spoil sport and I'm not able to add. Divya, if you're watching this, you'd have to just send me the record you for some reason. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Come on. Okay, I can't. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Something has happened. Yes, okay, I can read your comments, guys, but I'm not able to add Divya. Let me try this one last time. Otherwise, I'll have to restart the live. Okay, Karan said Divya is a terrific actor. Have to hear her talk about her part in Delhi 6. It's one of my favorite parts also. We're talking about feisty. That was feisty. Okay, let me see if Divya, you can send me the request because I'm not able to add you. What do I do? Let me see this. Okay, I'm again sending you this. If you can just send me a request to join the live. I'm getting other people sending me a request. Okay, this is something has happened. Sorry. Just give me a second, guys. I'm trying to just skirt through this network issue if I'm able to. I wonder why am I not able to click on this? Sorry, guys, can't take your video request. Yeah, I got Divya's request. Yeah, 1 second. Why is this happening? Guys, I'm restarting this live. I'm not able to add Divya for some reason. Just give me a minute.